What's going on, y'all? Brandon Snyder, team leader of selling with the Snyder Group in the greater Houston area, your go-to Houston real estate team. If you're like me, you might have moved here for probably one thing only: the economy. I moved to Houston in 2009, and since then I've seen the Houston economy skyrocket even more with some of the things we're going to talk about today. But before we get started, do us a favor, like and subscribe for all Houston real estate related content and national, international content. Get you connected with one of our partners if you need internationally. Let's get started. Houston's awesome. We absolutely love Houston. My wife and I have been living here probably 10, 15 years, and I've been here a little bit longer than her. One of the reasons I moved to Houston was for money. I knew that the economy was here. I was a younger kid. I was about to graduate high school. I knew I had the best opportunity coming out of California to live a life worth living and not drown in money problems in the great state of Texas, but more specifically, Houston. The money's great here. Let's talk about industry. We are a city of industry. We have so many cultures and backgrounds and all kinds of things. Best thing about this city is the economy is powered by three major industries. First and foremost, oil and gas. Oil and gas companies like Schlumberger, Shell, ExxonMobil, all of these companies have bases here. They have tons of employees coming in yearly. They're creating new jobs regularly. It's one of the driving forces in our economy that brings so much money into the greater Houston area from an economic standpoint. You can find a job pretty much at any of these companies year round. They're always hiring. We have tons of refineries in the Bay. Now, for those of you from California, you hear the Bay and you think of the Bay Area. We do have a Texas Bay Area. It is part of that Baytown, League City. There's a whole bay that basically goes through Seabrook and all of that. It is not the California Bay, but there's refineries out there in the Pasadena area as well, so you can get a job anywhere. Number two is 100% the medical field. And we've seen this actually through the pandemic. The past few years, we've seen the traveling nurses and the people that come here for work for the medical field absolutely skyrocket. One of those main reasons being is we have one of the best, if not the best, they tout themselves as the best cancer centers in the country here, MD Anderson, and we have multiple cancer centers in the greater Houston area. We have what's called the medical center. It is one of the driving forces of the economy and part of Houston in downtown. There's people that want to live there. The younger generations and demographics want to live near the medical center or east downtown or those areas that are just gorgeous. You see the 3-story townhomes going up. It's awesome. And they're always constantly revitalizing in those areas as well. The medical field has attributed to a ton of economic growth in the greater Houston area for years, and it's continuing to grow as we continue to see major medical advancement in the cancer field and just in general continue to grow. We're going to continue to see that grow in Houston as well. And let's talk about number three. This is an industry that is something that you wouldn't expect from Houston, especially me being from California, my wife being from Southern California. It's something that you don't see a lot in other areas, but you see it here. We're not Nashville, but we do have an industry that's booming in nightlife, culture. We have it in restaurants, hospitality. The industry of hospitality is booming in Houston. We have some of the best restaurants in the country, top-rated restaurants. My wife and I actually met at Taste of Texas, which is a nationally recognized restaurant. They're incredible. There are a ton of restaurants that are in Houston that provide amazing experience. Brenner's is another one. I'm always mentioning steakhouses because I'm bougie and I like steakhouses. You want soul food? We have a nationally recognized hot dog and soul food restaurant in Katy, Texas. It's called That's My Dog and Auntie Bill's Cafe. Shout out to them. Go check them out. We have so many restaurants, but then we have nightlife. So we're talking about hospitality in general. The nightlife here is off the charts. We have multiple concert venues. I remember being in the Bay Area and only going to Mountain View to go see a show. We have the Cynthia Mitchell Woods Pavilion in the Woodlands. We have multiple venues downtown. We have Post Houston, which is like a nightlife venue. They have restaurants and you get to go hang out there. It's a really cool experience. There's also a lawn venue in downtown Houston for concerts. There are so many venues to go enjoy nightlife, go enjoy concerts. It is an incredible experience to just go and be a part of Houston's hospitality, nightlife culture. I'm gonna give you those three things. I think that's more than enough to convince you. You should probably take a look at the major three industries when thinking about moving to Houston, Texas. If you're looking for a job and you wanna move to these areas, that's something you should consider. You know, if you're like, hey, I wanna move to Montana or I wanna move to Houston, what does their industry look like? Are you gonna have a stable job? Are you going to have nightlife? Are you gonna have restaurants? Are you gonna have things that you can actually go enjoy? Is your quality of life life going to be better because of the industries that are already here and established. So if you want more information about the greater Houston area, you want restaurant recommendations, nightlife recommendations, or maybe you need a plug for a job, I might not be able to help you out there. I run a real estate team. Feel free to contact us below about any real estate needs in the greater Houston area or across the United States. One of our partners can help you, and internationally. And we look forward to talking to you soon.